Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your April 2022 reading. Wow. Yeah, it's already April. And we have, of course, a very busy, active month with the stars. The beginning of the month is really kind of, man, you can light a forest fire just by sparking like a match, like a very small flame. So you got to be super careful with the way that you are just, and really, it's not even the way that you're talking to other people, because I want you to be you. Like if you got to tell the truth or you got to say something, then you got to say something. But people will not be reacting properly, I guess. And I don't even know, they won't be reacting in the normal ways that they would react. There's a lot of fire energy and a lot of air energy, and the reprieve that we're going to get is when Pisces and Mars, or Venus and Mars, move into Pisces. So some very chaotic energy. Aries season has already been really super confusing, but you have a lot more energy than you've had in the last couple of months. And, that's going to be the positive of all of this. And you're just so ready to start new things, and you're so ready to have those conversations. Take action on those things. Ask all the questions that you need to ask. Whatever it is, whatever direction you're going in, whatever journey that you're on right now, the biggest thing that you need to pay attention to, and this is in a really big way, is how you're speaking to yourself. So we have the Page of Pentacles, and we have the Page of Wands, and then we have the Five of Swords. So I feel like there's something new that's happening here, or you're going on. Yeah, it feels like there's some kind of like new journey that you're embarking on, or something new that you're starting. And this Five of Swords makes me feel like you keep talking yourself out of it in some way, shape, or form. So Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is about the journey. It's the student, right? It's the beginning of the journey. It's the student. It's, when we don't really have much, we're just starting out, right? It a lot of times it really makes me feel like it's like the teenage, or like the kid, right? Or the college student just kind of starting out for themselves. Or every single time a child would see like a new journey or a new like fascinating thing, it just makes me feel very Page of Pentacles, childlike wonder sort of thing. A lot of times it can be about people not giving back to you, like we don't want you to accept breadcrumbs, and this is the kind of person that would give breadcrumbs, but that's because, again, they don't have much, and wherever they are on their journey, they don't really have much to give, and so they need to focus on themselves, which is sort of where you are. You don't really have a lot to give back to other people. If you don't have a lot to give back to other people, I want you to really allow yourself to focus on your journey. There's some kind of conversation I feel like you have. And of course, it was 1:11 when I looked at the clock just now. Of course, we're going to clarify this in the extended, but this conversation that you either had or you are having with someone, I feel like it sort of made you feel a little bit like you're like small, like you're not good enough, like you're not going to be able to do whatever it is that you're setting out to do, right? The Five of Swords, it's a very conflicting energy, but it's swords. And so a lot of times it's a mental process. Sometimes it's actionable. Sometimes it's the way other people react to us or the words that other people say that create that negative narrative. That's what the Five of Swords can represent. So be very careful about who you are trusting with your plans right now. Be very careful about who you are letting into your circle, because it sort of feels like there's, yeah. Now, for some of you, this feels like someone's getting a divorce because you found out that the relationship that you thought was going to be the foundation forever and ever and ever, amen, ended up being either a third party situation. And now a third party situation doesn't actually have to be a third person. A third party situation can also be this person being obsessed with their job, this person being obsessed with, like, maybe they're an alcoholic, maybe they are obsessed with, you know, making money or whatever, like whatever it is that gets in the middle of the relationship, that becomes the third party situation. Doesn't necessarily have to be a person, but with this Three of Swords and the Three of Pentacles, it feels like there are a lot of people in your business. And this may even be a Libra energy, but this is what kind of made me feel like there was like a divorce vibe. With this Libra energy, what's interesting is, you know, Venus represents justice. Yes, she represents beauty. Yes, she represents the relationships, kind of. I mean, I would really look at more asteroids when it comes to relationships, but she represents money and career and, you know, all of those things, the luxury of stuff, right? Like all of that, but she also represents justice. And it's very interesting. I feel like there have been some injustices done to you, and the universe is sort of righting all of those wrongs in some way. This is like this like karmic retribution, which is a lot of times is the justice card. It's the karmic retribution. It's bringing the balance of the scales, right? We got to have that. This is what Libra's, you know, represents. It's, you know, you have to have evil with good. You have to have, you know, black with, you know, the dark with the white, or, you know, the dark with the light, and all of it, right? It's the duality that makes us, you know, balanced in this world. So it's very interesting because I think that you could really easily talk yourself out of some pretty amazing opportunities in April if you allow this energy to get a hold of you like that, and make you feel like you're not good enough. Now, if there is an earth sign or a fire sign, if these two people are sort of acting like fools around you and you can't trust, and you feel like you can't trust them, 100% you can't trust them. You cannot trust them. And I want you to listen to that gut instinct. I don't want you to stray from that gut instinct. Mercury is going to begin retrograde in your sign in May. And so the Mercury retrograde pre-shadow period starts on the 26th of April. Mercury will go retrograde in May. We'll talk about that a little bit more when we get to May. And then go back into Mercury will regress to Taurus, and then ingress your sign again after going direct. So it's all just in that the direct is on June 3rd. So there may be things that are happening in April where things are being revealed to you, or things are being opened up to you in ways that are moving you out of the circumstances you're in right now. And you really have to be open to how it's going to be happening, because it may be a little bit bumpy, especially if you've been restricting the change and the shift, because there's this new foundation that's having to be built outside of that heartbreak. And when we allow ourselves to like take those swords out of that 3 of Swords, when we take those swords out and we let those wounds actually heal, not just, you know, put a Band-Aid on them. And, you know, you can't put a Band-Aid on a bullet wound and call it a day, right? You can't on a sword, you can't on a knife wound, you can't do that. So you have to give it time. You have to stitch it up properly, give it time to heal, to build the foundation. And so I feel like April's going to bring you a lot of answers to questions that you probably already had. But I think that it's not going to be easy answers. So it's going to be very interesting. We're going to get in further into the astrology and of course, clarify the cards in the extended. I love you guys so much. Your season is just around the corner. So get ready for summertime. I think a lot of people are ready for summertime already. I love you guys. I will see you in the extended. Bye.